Namaskar, I am Indranath Roy. In this video, I am going to show you about functions. This is a video series going on C programming language. You can follow the videos. Function কোথা থেকে এলো এবং ফাংশন জিনিসটা কি ইন সি প্রোগ্রামিং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ এই ভিডিওটা দেখার পরে তোমাদের ক্লিয়ার হয়ে যাবে। এই ভিডিওটা এন্ড তক দেখো, watch the video till the end and you will get the concept clear, crystal clear concept about C function and what are the various types of functions and how we can use it in C programming language. So basically first let me explain you. Function is the mathematical concept. Function is something like that. There is something called as black box. Okay, this is a black box. Okay, you give some input and you want some output. Okay, there might be multiple inputs, right? And there you want some output. That is the main funda. You don't want what is inside. What is inside it, you don't care about it, but you want the output. You give the input to the function and you get the output to the function of the function. From the function, it is like it is a function computing x square. It is computing x square. Okay, the value of input I am giving is 2. So what will be the output? Output will be 4. Let's forget about this input now. Okay, x square, this is a black box. This is the function you have to write inside programming language. It will take some input and give the output. Okay, this is our function. Similar concept can be applied in C programming language, that you will give some input and you will get some output. And how this can be achieved, let's see. Okay, to know about function, there are broadly two types of function. দু রকমের ফাংশন হয়। এক নম্বরের ফাংশন হচ্ছে ফাংশন, one is library function, another is user defined function. Defined function. There are two types of function. One is library function, one is user defined function. Library means you know library, right? তুমি তো লাইব্রেরি জানো, ওখানে অনেক বই স্টোর করা থাকে, সেখান থেকে আমরা কিছু বই এনে পড়তে পারি। সেগুলো হচ্ছে compiler. I have explained about the compiler, watch the previous video. In compiler some of the functions are written. কিছু ফাংশন লেখা আছে, আমরা জাস্ট ফাংশনগুলোকে ইউজ করতে পারি। যেমন আমি এক্স স্কোয়ার বললাম একটা ফাংশন, সেই ফাংশনটা লেখা আছে, আমরা জাস্ট এক্স স্কোয়ার ইউজ করতে পারি। ঠিক আছে, সেরকম কিছু ফাংশন লেখা আছে। যেমন ধরো লাইব্রেরি ফাংশনের এক্সাম্পল হচ্ছে আমরা ইউজ করেছি printf. When we want to print something on the console, আমরা যখন কিছু প্রিন্ট করতে চাই তখন আমরা printf ফাংশনটাকে ইউজ করি। We just use the function, we don't define it as something like user defined function we create. That is the example. We will create user defined function, we will create. Printf function one is defined and user defined function we will create. চলুন তাহলে দেখা যাক লাইব্রেরি ফাংশন তো আমরা জাস্ট ইউজ করি, ফাংশন printf ইউজ করবো, কিছু একটা দিয়ে দেবো এবং প্রিন্ট করে দেবে। আমরা কিভাবে প্রিন্ট করছে, হাউ ইট ইজ প্রিন্টিং ইন দ্য কনসোল, উই ডোন্ট কেয়ার অ্যাবাউট ইট। দ্যাট ইজ লাইব্রেরি ফাংশন। scanf, printf, anything, any function you are using without defining it, without telling the compiler about it, that is library function. When we tell the compiler about what we are going to use in the code, that is user defined function. Okay, then let's see an example about user defined function. User defined function, like সিম্পল জিনিস থেকে শুরু করা যাক। সাম, একটা ফাংশন নিচ্ছি সাম, যে ফাংশনটাকে আমি কল করলে দুটো ভ্যালু যদি আমি সেখানে পাঠাই, আমি একটা সাম ফাংশন লিখছি, সাম এটা প্লাস করবে, এটা আমাকে লিখতে হবে ফাংশনটাকে, এটা প্লাস করবে। আর ইনপুট হিসেবে আমি সাপোজ 2 and 3, the output will be 5. The input will be provided to the function and we will get the output. That is the main funda. Now let's write the function first. There will be something called as like function sum, that is the name of the function, name. And after that you have to write one thing open and one thing close. Okay, inside this you have to pass some parameters. These functions you have to give, right, in the function এর মধ্যে 2 আর 3টাকে প্রোভাইড করতে হবে, তো সেটাই হচ্ছে এখানে দিতে হবে। আমরা দুটো কি দিচ্ছি, ইন্টিজার, 2 is a integer, int okay, int okay, we are আমরা কি বলেছি, we have to catch the values into some variable, some container we have to catch, like 2 value will be cached in A. Similarly 3 value will be cached in B. So they are inside the container now, inside the container, okay, inside the container. Now we have to write our code and something will be written here as well. এখানেও কিছু লিখতে হবে, কি লিখতে হবে সেটা আমরা বলবো, that will I will decide. First 2 or 3 output is 5, we have to take some container to hold 5 as well. 5 একটা অন্য ভেরিয়েবল, সেটাকে রাখার জন্য একটা আলাদা কন্টেনার লাগবে, তাহলে আরেকটা ইন্টিজারকে ডিফাইন করো, ইন্টিজার c. Okay, now c equals to, c তে কি হয়, বাঁ দিক থেকে ডান দিকে যায়, আমি এক্সপ্লেন আমি লিখেই তারপরে এক্সপ্লেন করছি, equals to a plus b. Now this container value a and v will be computed and stored in c. There will be another thing called c, the value will be 5 will be stored here, okay, c. Okay, now we have to do another thing, we have to give this value, right, we have to pass this value, we are giving these values as the input and that is compute the output, it will send the value. এই জিনিসটা আমাদের করতে হবে, তাহলে return, this is very important, return the output, what is c. Okay, this is the function that is taking 2 arguments, these are arguments. Okay, I am writing this, arguments or parameters. Okay, and it is returning, we are computing the value and returning, that is return type. What is the type of c, what type of variable, integer type. So here we have to give the return type, that is return type. Okay, so let me use another color. Here we are giving the return type and here the arguments. Okay, that is the function definition, that is called as function definition. This is function definition. Okay, now our function is ready. Okay, now our function is ready. This is our function, I think you have written all these things. Now I will write the main function definition, that you, please write it down, I am going to erase it. Okay, let me write in this way, this portion only, that is function definition. Now we have to write the entire program. Okay, program will be started with hash include stdio.h. Okay, and then we have to write a main function. Main function must be there, because যেখানেই তোমরা main ফাংশনটা দেবে, where do you give the main function? The compiler will execute from that portion. Compiler will know that I have to execute the program for that portion. So there must be a main function, void main. Now you got why we are using void here? We are using int here. Int means we are returning an integer. In this portion we are giving void means we are not returning anything. We are not returning anything means void. Void means null, nothing. Not null, nothing. We are not returning anything. So void main means main function is not returning anything to the compiler. Okay. Then I have to just write sum 2, 3. Okay, why this is beautiful code? What this is beautiful code? Because you have to pass something to the function. This function is defined here. You have to pass something. Okay, so you will pass 2 to here. 2 will be gone like this. 2 will be copied here. 3 will be copied here. So in this container, A container will hold the value 2, B container will hold the value 3, and this is 2, this is 3, and this will sum the value 5. 5 will be containing C. C will be returned where? Int. Okay, now that is the most important thing. Now C will be returned int here. The value will be returned from C. It will be returning here as well. So we can cache the value, like if we define something int C equals to sum, means we are returning C will be returning the value, and where that is called, sum is called, যেখানে সামটা কল করা হয়েছে সেইখানেই আমি আউটপুটটা পেয়ে যাব. C will be returning, so C will hold the value 5. So আমি যদি এখানে printf %d C লিখি, আউটপুট কি হবে? Output will be only 5 only. Why? Because we are getting the returned value. So now I think that partially the sum will be function will be clear now. I will be explaining more about function in the later videos. So there will be a lot more important things like in function. So for now it is good, and please concentrate and keep learning. Okay, thank you.